Hi and welcome to the Martin Bell Show. Hopefully you've been keeping well. And in today's video we're going to be reviewing a news article from the Daily Mail Online from the money section, and it's talking about here, I cleared £20,000 of debt and saved for a home using Monzo user share habits as a smartphone bank reveals £80 million in small change was saved last year. So this is, as far as I know, it is like an app you put on your phone, and say if you purchase like your avocado toast and coffee for £3.50, it would probably round it up to £4 and save the 50p. And I think there are other apps where it invests the other 50p into like a ETF or like a ETF or something like that. So they are very good for beginning or starting to save and invest. It gets the mindset going for people who are new. But there's a catch-22. You have to spend more to save more. But then I think once you get to that kind of mindset, you just start to save more. And then you look into it further and you invest more yourself personally. Instead of spending the £3.50 to get the 50p. You would just save the £4. But that's further along. Not everyone is at that stage at the moment, but these apps are really good to get people to get into the mindset of start saving who may not be great at it, because it's otherwise it's like jumping into the deep end of the pool. It's too much into one go. It's just too much for some people, because they do enjoy their takeaways and things, and fair enough, they worked hard for their money and they should be able to enjoy it. But it is also important to set aside a certain amount each time or month for each paycheck if it's possible. So Monzo customers collectively stashed away £18 million in rounded up spare change last year as the smartphone bank's millennial I am a millennial user base got a national savings habit. The amount saved by a fifth of its customers this way, around £80 each, rose a third on the £60 million saved in 2019, according to figures provided exclusively to this money by the bank. It comes as Monzo, best known for its enthusiastic customers base, which is really good that they're enthusiastic about saving, and hot coral coloured debit cards. I have a debit card. I have to look into that. That's cool. Releases its third annual year in Monzo, which gives it clearly 5 million users a snapshot of where they spent their money most. Cool. And then you got some screenshots of Twitter. The features first launched in January 2019, covering spending in 2018. I frequently see Monzo customers post their results on social media. With the coronavirus pandemic upending, the ability of people to spend on in-person activities due to lockdowns, the spending patterns on Monzo customers who posted their results on social media looked a little different to the previous years. It's probably because people couldn't go out as much, or maybe they save more, but then again they could get delivery takeaways because there's not much else other than takeaways that you could spend your money on. Some takeaway services like Deliveroo and Just Eat were the most popular spots for eating out of some of the users, as they were forced to stay obviously at home, while the likes of Amazon, Apple and Netflix and Nintendo kept users entertained during the lockdown. Seen as the only times I've really been out during lockdown is to essential shops, my year in Monzo is a state. One user who ate out at 48 times at Uber Eats and made 43 purchases at the post office, said on Twitter. Okay, so the post office is for posting like mail, that's a bit different, but 48 Uber Eats, that's a lot of food. 48, that's I don't know, that's over the year. Yeah, a year. So that's 48 divided by 12. So that's one every week. Yeah, is it? Yeah. 48. It's not too bad. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. 48 divided by 12, and then divided by 4. Yeah, 1 a week. That's not I wouldn't go any more beyond that, but that, I suppose if that person likes to treat themselves once a week to like a takeaway, I can't blame them. It's not out there too much. So that is a crazy amount. 127 just to eat for my Greg's 22 KFC. That is a lot. Okay, so these people are doing really well, and tap on the table, and good for them for saving. And this person saved £1,125.65. Good on you for saving that. And this person saved £27.70. Very, very good. I'm glad these people are saving. So this person here, Mr. Dan Burrows, wow, an equivalent of 1 a week, and it was closed for months. I need help, but also I didn't win anything. McDonald's Monzo. Cool. So it says here, customers of the app-based bank saved in £5 million pots in 2020, which let users separate money from their main bank account, half of which were created with specific goals in mind. Oh, okay, so it sets it aside for a specific goal for people who fully developed a full mindset of saving and setting it aside for something else. And it's good that these apps exist for this use. So this included rainy day funds, very important to have a rainy day or an emergency fund, and saving towards weddings, holidays, and house deposits. Very good, house deposits, very, very good. While a Facebook group detailing the habits of some customers, that Monzo Savings Squad has more than 14,000 members in it. Customers of the bank who spoke to This Is Money told us how the bank's budgeting feature had helped them clear, wait for it, £20,000 of debt and afford a house. Stop spending money they didn't even have and finally saved enough money to pay their car or insurance bill in one go without needing a credit card. So it says here, I've cleared £20,000 in debt and saved for a home. Roberto Diaz, 24, credited Monzo budgeting feature with helping him clear £20,000 of debt, get in the habit of saving and obtain a mortgage. Roberto from Boston, Lincolnshire, who works for Domino's Pizza, said he was able to kick his reliance on the credit cards. Yes, credit cards are very, very useful tools for help building credit, and that's about it. And also protections for protecting your money, because it's the bank's money, it's not your money. They're going to have more interest in getting their own money back. And what else it says here? Payday loans. Oh my god, payday loans. Oh no, that's not good. But I'm glad he's not doing that anymore. By tightening his belt and limiting himself to £30 a week. Very good. You can treat yourself to something very nice on £30 a week. You can go so if you did 1 week and did 2 weeks, you can then like go for like once every fortnight to like a nice well, not at the moment, but what you could do is go to a nice meal at a nice garden centre, and you can get a really nice meal for free, or for around, you can get yourself like a main meal and an afters, some cokes and some coffees, and you could do that, and that's really nice. Maybe that's a good suggestion. But anyway, he's doing really well, so that's the main thing. So £30 a week, locking down his money, and in savings pots he could not touch. I used to finance everything, he said, a customer of Monzo for 5 years who now pays for the bank's £15 a month metal debit card. Metal debit card? How cool is that? Roberto said he would set up pots for each of the debts he owed. That's very good. And pay them off one at a time. I think that's the snowball method. Or is it the avalanche one? I can't remember which one it is. It's one or the other. But still very good. And he also incentivized himself to save up for a house with his partner. And that is a nice house, which he bought in April last year. by using a picture of one he had his eye on. Very good. I had a few different pots with bills for my house deposits from my joint account with my partner. You can use photos and give them titles, which gives you a goal, he said. To start with, I dip into the pots when I shouldn't have. But you just get used to it, he said. That's probably what it is, because it's very hard to change that mindset once you live in a certain lifestyle, and to kind of lower your lifestyle, not treating yourself, maybe doing more of your own home cooking and a bit healthier. It is a big switch to do before then just putting everything onto credit or payday loans. Telling this money, he now hides some of the pots he has so he can't see them and isn't tempted to touch them. He said he currently saving up for a holiday and to do up his new home and potentially overpay his mortgage. Very good. If you want to pay your mortgage off a bit quicker, that's really good. I might look at this Monzo app. It actually looks really cool, because I wouldn't mind having some pots for certain things. That would be a cool idea. I think I might actually look into that myself. Monzo pots which can be looked or hidden away from. You can actually hold. That is actually really cool. From view to discourage customers from dipping in, were home to some of the newly £1.4 billion of customers' deposits held by the bank at the end of February. According to the latest financial results released in July, which warns the pandemic had significantly impacted its revenue, understandably so. These figures suggest that the bank was more popular as budgeting tool than it was as a full current account. That does kind of make sense. With 1.4 billion working out of at £357 per customer at the time. However, the increase is rounded up spare change, coupled with Britain saving record amounts of money last year, suggested this number could well have risen. Monzo also revealed 1.2 billion was saved in the savings accounts customers were able to set up with partner banks through Monzo earns commission. It's also earned 1.4 million from such deals in the 12 months of February 2020, up from £100,000 from the previous year. Founder and former Chief Executive Tom Bloomfield previously suggested that this marketplace model, with customers also able to switch energy bills in its app, that's a pretty cool feature as well, could eventually account for a full fifth of the bank's income. Some of the banks Monzo has a tie-up, which include Pargons Bank, Schwabrook Bank, Charter Savings Bank, Investec Bank, I've heard of them, and Oak North. However, those Monzo customers who have stashed away that 1.2 billion can earn more by going into banks directly, as this is the money has previously reported, and that's true. But then again, it's the mindset and having the ability to do that and not dip into it. The best and currently and the only easy access account available through Monzo Savings Pots is offering by Pargons Bank. Another bank pays 0.15%. But then again, you're never going to get rich by saving money. You actually have to invest it. Before I go any further, I'm not a licensed professional. This is not financial advice. If you do invest, please do your own due diligence before investing and making the wisest decisions, because your capital is always at risk. And the best fixed rate is offered by Charter Savings of 0.45%. However, savers can earn 0.61% on a fixed 1-year rate ISA by going to the bank itself. While it also offers an easy access paying just 0.05 percentage points less. So it says here, there's someone here, Jade Hilder, saved £1,000 in an emergency fund. That does really help you relax a lot more, knowing you have £1,000 ready to go if something happens. I don't know, TV breaks, computer breaks, boiler goes, or the roof. I know £1,000 won't be enough to cover everything, but it would be a significant chunk into helping, and it does set a good mindset to start going, having a good emergency fund built out. So Tesco employee Jade Harder credited going fully Monzo and joining the popular Monzo Savings Squad Facebook group for helping her develop a savings habit, having previously had no idea about money and spent money she didn't have. The 24-year-old from Buckinghamshire, has 6 or 7 saving pots which she uses for things like bills, cars, costs, so that she now always knows where she has to spend. And that's very, very good to have every penny budgeted so you know where it's all going. So it says here, I use them for all kinds of things, she told This Money. I've done 2 saving challenges and locked the pots and made myself not touch the money. And concerned about supporting furloughed family members as the only one in work, she celebrated hitting the milestone of putting £1,000 savings into an emergency fund, and congratulations to her. The challenge sees savers start by saving 1p on January and increasing that every day. So £3.65 is put away by the end of the year, and is popular one among Monzo. Oh, I see. It starts at 1p, then it goes to 2p, then 3p. I see. That's very, very good. That's pretty cool. Coupled with rounding up her spare change, which she does all the time, meant Rachel, who works in leadership and management training, was able to accumulate more than £650 by the end of the year, enough to cover her premium. As the first saving was quite unusual, I did have to hide the pots, as you think what else I could spend on, she said. The 41-year-old switched her main current account over to Monzo in September 2019, had previously had 2 bank accounts, and said the ability to separate the money she spent on bills were the main reasons why. Having a good lot better with money, Rachel said she would end up with £17 to £20 at the end of each month from rounding up her spare change, which she would have hide away if she didn't need to spend it on something like petrol, something she would also do if her bills were cheaper than expected. She also keeps a pot titled Generosity, which is very important to do, help well to others, which she said generally home to money used to buy coffee and for her friends. Cool. It's now almost a game, she said. It makes you manage your money a lot better. And I'm really glad this is helping people manage their money better and getting their finances back in order. So let's see what the 2 comments are. Let's see if they're any good or horrible. That's great, but if you can save spare pennies, then you are budgeting properly to begin with. Give every penny a job. Very true. As you receive it, and you'll be on top of your finance in no time. 75 people liked it, 10 people didn't for some reason. Anyway, so hopefully you liked that video, and I found it quite informative. I'm actually going to have a little look-see at that app and some other apps. I may do that just out of curiosity as well. So if you like this video and you want to see more of this type of news and you're enjoying my perspective, I also want to hear your perspective back as well, so please comment in the comment section box below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As I said, if you want to see more of this sort of content, then please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Clicking the bell gives you notified when I next release a video or go live. As I said, I don't just do financial news, I also talk about my personal investing and my progress that I am for my SIPs, which is a personal pension, and obviously my ISA, which is a tax sheltered stocks and shares ISA, as well as just some general gaming where sometimes we talk about finance and sometimes it's just a chilled, relaxed gaming session. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Take care and I'll see you all soon.